How's it going, guys? My name's Andy from Urban Herbs, and today I've got some company in the potting tunnel.
Hi, I'm Theresa, or Andy's mum, and we've just moved house, our new house, our retirement house in a way, and Andy's very kindly said I could choose some herbs because I'd love something on my on my front doorstep, really, and so.
Well, we thought it was fitting because, you know, Theresa's been working here all through the season, so we thought it'd be quite fitting for her to actually have some of the herbs that she's been working on, that she's been growing and caring for, to provide a bit of interest through the winter months, through the autumn and the winter. And for me personally, I was most interested in what you chose, because I thought I knew you quite well, and actually you surprised me a little bit in terms of what you went for. So we're doing two planters, and one of the things that we always suggest at Urban Herbs is that you actually separate the herbs according to their needs. We're going to group together a selection of herbs that are going to enjoy nice free draining conditions, and then we're going to do a second pot with a variety of mint. So maybe we'll start with that one. So this is going to be your mint planter.
My mint plant.
And I wasn't actually surprised with your selection. What did you go for?
Moroccan mint.
So why, just out of interest, why did you go for the Moroccan mint?
Oh, it's the freshness, and I just wanted for me and anybody who's walking past the pot just to get a whiff of that fresh air mint. Fresh
air mint, I love that. And I wouldn't normally suggest planting this many mint plants in a pot this size because it spreads so quickly and so strongly. But in actual fact, we wanted something to create a big impact straight away.
Yes.
And you know, you're probably going to be drinking a lot of mint tea straight away. So,
and I just love Moroccan mint, so
it's gorgeous, isn't it?
I'm happy.
And this is actually quite it's a peat-free compost that we've started using, but we find that it actually holds the moisture levels quite well, and that's really important when you're growing mint, because it likes fairly damp conditions. It doesn't like to be soaking in water, but it likes to be fairly damp. And you can see I'm just teasing the plant out of its pot. It's very well established. We're actually going to put 3 of these in the pot. Can you imagine the mint teas that you're going to have with this? It's making me actually want one right now while we're doing it.
It's so lovely.
And we're just spacing the plants out fairly evenly.
And can you see there's already runners?
It wants to travel and see the world, right?
Yeah.
So we're just spacing them fairly evenly, and then using the same potting medium, we're just going to fill around, and that is going to provide you with, hopefully,
fresh air mint.
Fresh air mint. You heard it here first, guys. The second planter that we're planting up today, I think, is a little bit more interesting. No offence to to Moroccan mint, but the selection of herbs that Theresa chose, and she could have genuinely chosen anything that we've got growing here at the moment. The selection of herbs that you chose, I think, are really, really interesting. And what did you go for, and why?
Well, I wanted a lavender. I really wanted a lavender. I mean, what can you say? I mean, just lavender just speaks for itself, doesn't it?
And I think as well, one of the things that, when we were talking about this, one of the things that came through really, really strongly in our discussions was that you wanted to do something to provide for the bees as well.
Absolutely.
Which is something that you are quite particularly, you know, quite passionate about. And actually, it's something that we've talked about quite a lot on our social channels over the last few months. And I've got to say, one of the reasons why we've spoken about it so much is because this lady encouraged me to do so. It's something very close to your heart.
And I mean, moving into a new property, it's just quite exciting actually to think, yeah, I can do something that I want to do for wildlife. And,
that's, yeah. I'm so pleased that you're getting a chance to do that, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm holding a purple sage. Why purple sage?
To add a little bit of variation with the foliage, both in the shape and obviously the different colour.
I mean, it's one of my personal favourites because the colour in the autumn is just... And you know me and Kate are we're creatures of autumn. We get to eat a lot and snuggle up on cold nights. So yeah, love purple sage. And you also went for
marjoram gold tip. Again, bees. You know, marjoram. Everything that I've read, marjoram is good for the bees. So I want to give that a try. And I'm quite excited about the idea of the gold tip as well.
Yeah, and this is a variety that I think you're going to get a lot of pleasure from, because it actually looks better and better as you go into the colder months. And isn't that special when we're, you know, lacking in colour?
Yeah.
Just as the wildlife are lacking those sources of pollination, we're lacking those sources of beauty and recharge in nature. So it is an absolute pleasure to plant that up for you. And then, last but definitely not least, you went for one of my personal favourites.
Orange thyme.
For those of you who haven't met orange thyme before, it's a cross between lemon thyme and common thyme, in that it's not as strong a citrus flavour as your lemon thyme, but it really is quite distinctive, and I know it's one that you enjoy.
I mean, again, it is that aroma, and I keep saying it. I haven't got round to it, but I keep saying it. I do want to have an experiment, both with the lemon curd thyme, but also the orange thyme, in baking somehow.
Maybe this week in your new home, and you can bring some back here.
Well, don't hold your hopes up, because when you just moved in, and I've got to work out how to operate the cooker. The other thing that occurs to me now as I look at it, which I hadn't really thought, we've got such a lovely array of different foliage. Teeny little leaves of the orange thyme, moving up to the marjoram gold tip, and then the completely different, almost vertical lavender, and then these gorgeous, just velvety.
Do you know something? I think that's really important, because with herbs, so often we find that differing shape and form within foliage is actually quite overlooked. And each of these varieties is so different in shape and form. Thank you so much for joining us as we plant up a couple of brand new herb planters for your new home. And all being well, this is going to be part of a little feature that we're doing as Theresa settles into her new home and starts to grow on some of our plants from Urban Herbs and starts to experiment. And we think it's really exciting to actually get the chance to see all these plants in action in your new home.
And it'll be evolving, because your dad, he will like different herbs to me, and I'm going to guess one that he'll ask for. But we'll see. I think he'll go for just the straightforward rosemary.
I'm really excited to follow this journey, and I think it's going to be fun, isn't it, filming it? Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, thank you seriously for watching this video. You know your time's precious, and thank you so much for joining us for this. Please, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. That makes a big difference to us as a small business. Thank you so much for your time, guys. What can I say? I'm Andy.
I'm Theresa.
And we are Team Urban Herbs. Thank you so much for joining us. Hold that thought. What was that? That'll be for the outtakes. And then we're going to do a second pot